Alright, time to upload the next Ryan Has Opinions video. I'm pretty excited to see what people think about this upcoming video.
A few moments later.
Alright, everything's just about in order. Hold on. What's this? Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and I have opinions on
YouTube's demonetization. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a bit of a different video. Not really a opinion piece, but more of just a kind of informative video about a situation that, has been happening in the YouTube ecosphere for years, but more of just like what's happening to me because I'm not smart enough or experienced enough to really discuss the overall implications of the whole situation and scenario. I just wanted to bring to light something that happened to me and kind of how I dealt with it because it's been weighing on my mind the past couple of weeks. So recently I released a DreamWorks The Bad Guys video that got hit with a copyright claim, which is totally normal. If you take a look here, I have lots of copyright claims on multiple of my videos. Dating back to my second ever video, my Lego and Emoji movie video. There's actually 2 copyright claims on them from the 2 different studios behind the Lego and the Emoji movie. Totally understandable. I am using their footage in order to have a backdrop so you're not just staring at a blank screen while I talk at you. And it makes it a little bit more interesting. Totally understand this. I'm not even eligible for monetization anyway, so it's not like they're taking money away from me. What this basically means is that if you were to see an ad on these videos, this money would go to the studios that are behind the projects. And I get that. Totally fair. What has happened recently and what caused me to have to re-upload the footage, because as you can see, I'm currently making this How Demonetization Works video, so this isn't really the video, it's the footage from the bad guys. And you'll see here that instead of just a regular demonetization claim, I got a full block, a cannot be seen or monetized block from the bad guys footage. Originally, I wanted to make this video to show like what happened that I couldn't get it up, but as you can see, it has been kind of cleared. So I'll go over that in just a second about how this all came about, but I did have to re-upload the footage to show you exactly what I was dealing with, also just so that I could have that bit at the beginning of the video. But basically, the footage was completely blocked, all the bad guys footage. I originally tried to dispute it, but when I saw this, it said I'm not making money from the video, and I gave credit to the copyright owner that they're not valid reason to dispute content ID. I backed out of that because those are the 2 situations that I thought applied to me. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not able to dispute this, even though I believe this to be fair use, and I see other YouTubers are using the bad guys footage. But I kind of did some research and looked into it. And I found that there were ways to kind of circumvent the content ID through editing. So I tried that. The big thing that I found was the 10-second clips. If you have it under 10 seconds, it should not be flagged by the automatic content ID system, but then also ways to kind of warp the footage. And I tried all of that. I desaturized, I added watermarks, I bended the footage, I tilted the footage. I did all kinds of different things to try and trick, for lack of a better word, the content ID system that this was not footage that needed to be flagged. And it did not work. This is why that the video came out a little bit later on, I think on a Thursday, as opposed to what I tried to do, releasing on a Monday. And I was kind of disheartened. So I did a little bit more research and eventually went back to trying to dispute it because I figured that if I wasn't able to release this bad guys video, I'd make this video after taking a risk. And I guess I kind of planned for failure that didn't really work because it was released. But basically, and what I want to talk to you about is why this tool isn't really talked about as much, because I didn't really ever see anybody walk me or walk anyone through the dispute claim. I've never seen this before, like on a video. I was looking through lots of videos of people talking about it, and I never saw this page. And basically, this is just like the original content, license, copyright, exception, fair use, or public domain, the different ways that you could dispute. It's obviously not my original content. I obviously wasn't licensed or, commissioned by DreamWorks to review the footage, and obviously it's not in the public domain. So what would be valid for me would be the copyright exception, such as fair use. Now, fair use is a term that has been thrown out many years on the YouTube sphere, and I get that it is very muddled because it is up to courts to decide what does constitute and does not constitute fair use. And that's just not viable for small YouTubers. Larger YouTubers have other tools at their disposal where they can actually talk with a YouTube partner program manager or with YouTube lawyers, and even with the company themselves. They have tools that they have that can resolve this without going through these disputes. Because if you are to submit the dispute, basically you release the video to DreamWorks, they review it, and well, any studio basically that would be, but in my instance it would be DreamWorks. They review it, they have 30 days to respond saying whether this is or is not fair use. They luckily did, thank you. Then they released my video and it's public and has views and the whole 9 yards. But if they were to say no, this does not constitute fair use, I would then get a copyright strike on my channel, which is a huge deal for a small YouTuber, as I'm sure many of you know, multiple copyright strikes in a short period of time can delete your channel and prevent you from creating any new channels. It is an insanely massive risk that is just not worth taking for a smaller channel. The reason I took it is because A, I'm dumb, and B, because I was planning for failure. I was like, I'll make this video about why I got a content strike, and maybe it'll drum up views or whatever, but that was my original idea. Why am I talking about it still now? Just because, again, I never saw somebody walk through how you were to make this fair use dispute. And for good reason. Because it is such a risk, there's no real reason to ever go that route. It worked out for me, but I'm telling you now, the reason that I'm not disputing on this copyright claim with Ocean's 11, since I was able to get the other Bad Guys copyright claim, I could have this video completely monetized for me if I was ever eligible for it. But I'm not doing that because the risk isn't worth it for that small segment of footage. It's able to be viewed, so if there is an ad on it, another studio is going to get the money. Whatever, there's other ways that I could make money off of this channel. It's not that big a deal. The risk to your livelihood is certainly not worth it. That's why they go about teaching you these other tricks and tips, which, by the way, of course, Google is not as informative. I've reached out to other YouTubers, and they were able to let me know that the information on Google, which, surprise, surprise, was inaccurate. It's actually under 7 seconds. If you keep it under a 7-second clip, then the YouTube Content ID system doesn't really flag it. So, if you're a small-time YouTuber, hopefully that information helps you out a little bit. I just wanted to make this so that you could kind of see how the different tools are utilized and what the risks and rewards to the different tools are, so that you know that the editing tricks, definitely the way to go. The risks involved in that tool are just not worth it. So I just kind of wanted to highlight how the tool works and the risks involved so that you know that that's not really the option to go with. Thank you for sitting through this. I do apologize that it's a really weird and technical video. Hopefully next week I have a dumb video planned. Probably going to be about the modern depictions of Superman, and kind of what people get wrong a lot in most modern depictions. Hopefully that's a dumber video that's a little bit more entertaining, but if you did stick through this, I do appreciate it, and I hope that I will see you again next week.